desire to be, 'cause all the universe comes to stand with me. Is divine in me. In the world, I'm perfectly aligned with my destiny. Are you ready for a tune-up? I am. What about you? Ooh, boy. What month is it? Day 4,000 and 4,400 of the quarantine? Well, it's a special time, everyone. We are navigating some things, and this is the perfect time for that spiritual tune-up, but not just a tune-up. Love Shack tune-up. We need to tune you up and really align you with divine love, because this is the time. You know, I've got connections with spiritual guides, and I've got connections with some people in the spiritual community, and we all seem to be agreeing on one thing. We got to make some moves, people. What is it you want to do? This is the time for you to decide what it's going to be. And I don't mean start thinking about it. I mean, you've all been thinking about the things that you want to do for a very long time. Very long time. But you're stuck where you are. And now, because of the collective experience, we're all stuck. Stuck in a fine mess we might have made. Well, this is the chance you've been waiting for. This is the chance to literally wipe the slate clean of everything. You know, sometimes the reason why we don't make changes, we don't make a move on something, or end something, or walk away from a job, is because what would people think? How would I manage? This is all I know. And even though I'm not happy, it's what I know, and it does what I expect. Well, everyone, we got thrown the unexpected. And the slate is clean. Technically, those of you who are furloughed, without work, your job isn't tying you to it right now. Now's the time to get creative. Maybe you thought, I don't want to move because I live close to this, or I live close to my job. Everything's been neutralized. Everything's in a state of frozen animation, just frozen. And if you've ever looked at anything frozen, and an ice cube, you could see some clarity, and you see that kind of whitish gray, and then you'll see that little bubble in where the water forms a bubble. There's an air pocket. And then you might even see like a little line of a crack deep inside the ice cube. I can see clearly now, the fog is gone. Well, all we've got to do is see. But can we see clearly? We cannot see clearly if we're looking through someone else's lens. And that would be a lot of what is being projected onto us. What's being projected onto us is what people, news, want you to think. And there's truth in everything, but there's a lot of that fogginess as well. And it's the fogginess that's catching you all off guard. That's where you have to go in your heart, and you have to choose you. You have to choose love. You know, we've been raised in this generation and this next generation that's coming, that taking care of self, looking out for our interests is considered selfish. Well, who's looking out for your interests? You need to know what you want to do and direct yourself in the way that will make it happen. Now is the perfect time for a fresh start. Now, I understand in the middle of where we are in everything going on in the world, you may not be able to pick up and move to Maui or Alaska or Colorado or, I don't know, Idaho, because it's not the right time. But it is the right time for you to make a conscious choice. It's the right time for you to choose how you want your life to be. In the vision statement, in the energy that has been within you for all this time, waiting for you to say, I choose this life. I choose the experience that makes my heart sing. I choose happiness. I choose to feel good. And I choose to look after me. That doesn't mean we forsake everyone, void of human care. But you need to decide what you want to do. And you need to make it happen. So if you're done with something, then be done. No more pussyfooting around. Because what love does is it frees us. Self-love is freeing. It's liberating. It's exuberant. It's happy. So what happiness are you missing? There is a wonderful thing that's happening right now. We are aware that everyone is going through some type of hurt, pain, suffering, discomfort, inconvenience, some more than others. So our hearts are opening with compassion. When you hear a story of how someone had to say goodbye to their loved ones before they took their last breath on a FaceTime video, your heart opens. When you look at a newborn being born in the midst of all of this, and you realize that new life, new beginnings are still here, your heart opens. When you hear that people are getting married in spite of all this, when you hear that people are getting engaged, you hear that people are selling their house and moving on to something else, or changing apartments, even though all this is going on, you realize to some degree life goes on. It doesn't just freeze completely. And when it comes to emotions, what many of us have been conditioned to do is to freeze those emotions, is to freeze that energy that doesn't allow us to kind of step out of the conformity of the routine that we've created. We have this routine in life that gets us by. But out of watching everything, what is one thing you've learned? Do you want life to just get you by? Do you want life to just pass you by? Have you been sitting in your house thinking, I'd love to have a life partner to be quarantined with, but I don't? Have you asked yourself what has blocked you from attracting that partner? Maybe it's some conditioned belief that makes you feel you're not good enough or worthy to have that partner. Or some stereotypical way that you need in your mind to believe we have to meet. But life has the strangest ways to introduce you to someone when you're open. And I know maybe you have that somebody done somebody wrong song playing in your head. And your guard is up and your heart is hurt and heavy. And maybe your past 5 relationships have been disappointing. Well, look at it this way. At least you got that out of the way. You learned a lot. And you know what you don't want. So put your intention and your attention on what you want. You see, it's a new moon energy. And our beautiful planet Venus, planet of love, is getting ready to go retrograde in just a little bit. And I don't know, the idea of the planet of love and the natural order of things going retrograde, that kind of makes me feel as if it's time to know what you want in love. It's time to tune your heart up and heal those hurts once and for all and let the pain go. And let the ex go too. Why do we keep bouncing back and forth with people? That they're the ex for a reason. Why are we going back? Every once in a while, there's an ex and there's some major transformation that happens to both parties, and then they connect and wow, it turns out great. And every path has its own journey, so this is not a blanket statement that is applicable to everyone, but for a great many of you, your ex is your ex for a reason. Why are we going back? You know, when the Bible says you turned around, you turned to a pillar, little salt bumble, poof, down you went. You want to be frozen like a piece of salt and just crack? I don't think so. You want to set your eyes on the new look, on a new way. You want to set your intention on what it feels like to have the partner of your dreams. And believe you're worthy. Now that's another stumbling block. Do you believe you're worthy? Is your heart healed enough from those early childhood memories? And how do we let it all go? How do we open our heart and allow ourselves to heal? This moon that we have in the pink moon month is so powerful. And with the planet Venus beckoning to you to put your life in order, the natural order, and the energies of conflict and discord building all around us across the planet. Whose fault is this? Why did it happen? Who's not doing what for who? Do we stay open? Do we close? No one can agree. But your heart knows what's right for you. So just because the masses go to do something, if you're not comfortable, please don't do it. Your soul knows exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. And your soul is ready for love. If you have a partner, a current partner, then it's ready to help build a magnificent love between the two of you so that you can grow. If you do not have your mate, it's the perfect time. And it's really the perfect time to date. I know we can't go out to dinner, but if you look at those things, the dinner, the drinks, the movies, it's all the illusionary stuff. Because when you peel back the layers and life doesn't maybe permit you to always go out. Ever notice when you date, you do a lot of that in the very beginning, and then next thing you know, it's just you and the person at the couch and you're going, I don't even know what to say. Because we use the external things as our illusionary pull into a relationship. And although it enhances aspects of the connection and creates beautiful memories, which I'll never say is not a good thing to do, but it also creates a distraction that you don't notice what you need to notice that makes it not right for you. And you don't notice what's missing in the conversation because there's so many other things that you're focused on. You're not focusing on getting to know the person, the core of them, the whole of them, the heart of them, the intention of them, the wounds of them. And everyone's wounded, so please don't ever say, I don't want anyone with baggage, because look at your trunk. You got some junk in your trunk. So we all have wounds, and we've all been through a thing or two. We've all experienced disappointment and hurt. We've always had an opportunity to pick a path of our best, highest conscious expansion. And sometimes that means, we get our heart broken. Because we didn't discern, we didn't pay attention to the clue, we were distracted. But this time gives you an opportunity to get to know people, to get to know their likes, their dislikes, to really communicate with them, to be vulnerable. And because we don't have to be right in front of someone and across from someone at the moment, because chances are you probably don't want to be, you can listen with your ears and listen with your heart. You can see with your mind, and you can see with your third eye, your God eye, the all-knowing eye, and then in the energy of just being in a communication with someone, you can feel what feels good for you. And if it feels good for you, you know something's potentially there for you. This is a great time. But the first step for all of you, the first step I encourage you to do is, what is it you want? Give some thought, give some consideration, give an idea as to what is it that you want. Have we written it down? Did we light a candle? Do we have that feeling of what it feels like? Or are we stuck in the past? Are we stuck in the energy of what we don't want, of the hurt? And are we looking backwards instead of forwards? This time, this break from life, well, it does make it a little easier to reflect. And sometimes it's necessary to look back at where we've been, not just to say, wow, that wasn't a great moment for me, but also to see how far you've come. This crescent moon wants you to embrace this new glimmer of light and hope that's being revealed uniquely to you. It's not the same hope for another. It's not the same new way for another. Because what's happening is your soul is awakening. Just like we're noticing all across the planet, Mother Nature is out singing. The animals are kind of coming out from wherever they were hiding and starting to walk the streets of popular downtown streets. Just checking it out. Probably saying, where are those pesky humans? But they're expressing their freedom. And while they've been blocked off and watching us live our often rigid lives, hectic, busy, they're now free to roam, and we're behind watching their freedom. But we can learn from these animals. We can learn that when we don't feel afraid and we're not in danger, we can express ourselves. And of course, we are in a time where many of us are riddled with fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of a disease that nobody knows anything about, really. They like to think they do, but they don't know. Fear of the finances, fear of food, fear of, we have a list. But where's your freedom? Your freedom is not governed by these external happenings. Your freedom is within you. Your free will to choose how you interpret the experience and how you process it and how you allow it to impact you. Your freedom of choosing to exist in this world and be a part of a national program that is asking people to take choices that will keep them a little safer, well, that's something that you choose. And that's not something blatantly you would go out and do differently, almost taunting this energetic virus to come into your world. You're going to take the right precautions. But you take them knowing that this is the right thing for me to do, because within my knowing I believe I am well and I will always be well. You don't take it from fear, you just do what's recommended. When the dentist tells you to floss your teeth and brush your teeth a few times a day, you do that because it's recommended. You have the free will to choose the product. You may not agree with all the products that are out there and the fluoride that might be in some of the products, but you still follow the guidelines, the recommendations. But within those recommendations, there's free will choices. So just because we're on a lockdown doesn't mean that you can't live your life. You're going to live it in a way that is simplified, in a way that allows you to learn to express yourself. The heart of you, the soul of you, the totality of your essence. And often in such a environment, you're around people that you know, or if you're by yourself. So there's no one watching, there's no one around you that you have to tippy-toe around. You can just be you. You don't have to conform to office politics or a schedule. You get to spend time with your children. It's a different way. And it's not going to last forever. So we can do anything differently for a while, but what does this different approach to life offer you? And what can you glean from it? What can you utilize when this ends and things try to go back to normal? And life begins to open up again. Does that mean you shut down and close your heart? Are you only in your heart because you feel threatened? Are you only close to God because you're afraid? Important questions to ask. I mean, yes, God hears his name called more often when we're all in a hot mess. But this is an opportunity to build that relationship of love for self, love for God, and love for others. And to incubate this magnificent expression of love and nurture it. You see people building gardens and nurturing seeds and watching them grow. It's your time to do that as well. It's your time to nurture your own personal garden, your own personal experiences. Unprecedented times that give you an opportunity to create more love in your life and allow love to drown out fear, because place of fear is not here. It is an external illusionary tactic to disconnect you from who you are and your source connection. That's all it is. It is a modality of energy that has been utilized to, in the human experience, in the physical experience, give you that fight or flight for survival. But we've moved from that fight or flight as a society, and we were just skipping into the heart space and then slam. Are you going to let this set you back and put you back to fight or flight? Is that the experience you want to hand down to your children and your children's children? The expression of fear? Here we have, someone says, my cousin Lexis, she's having another baby soon. So in the Facebook feed, someone's saying, hey, my cousin's having a baby. And we want our cousin to practice love and light and really realize that they're safe. And create that safe experience and not translate the fear to their unborn child and then to the birth of the child. You see, there's a miracle in everything. Some are evident, obvious, and other miracles, well, they're subtle. They just nudge you in a direction that makes you look and go, oh, I didn't realize. This is a powerful time for all of you. It is a powerful time for you to be who you've come to be. Not a puppet on the string. Not a little sheep following everyone. It's your time to take a good look and get ready for love and create love. And many of you, I know from the feed, are looking for a love partner. You're looking for the answers of love and looking to create new experiences in love and taking love to another level. So let's do that today. Let's take love to another level. Let's sit at the corner of the crescent moon and swing our legs off the moon and look down upon all the stars. And let's visualize together. Let's fantasize together. Let's align with the sun, the moon, the stars. And let's take a good look at Venus. And let's let the planet of love, the planet of the natural order of things, to bring you back to your natural self and be the authentic you you've come to be. I'm so excited to hear from all of you today on our Sunday Funday. We're here to answer your questions. We are here to connect to all of you and see what's going on and how we can make a shift and make a change. And what is our next step? What's the next step for all of us collectively? We've got a few answers for all of you. And we don't want you looking at the clock or looking at the calendar going, how many more days? We want you to savor every moment. We're all in this together. We're all going through something. And don't let your fear grab hold of you. I know some of you are worried you're going to lose your apartment or your house or your car, or there's so much going on in the brains of us humans, we don't know what we're doing. Oh. But please, just trust that God and the angels, your ancestors, they're going to make sure that whatever happens lines you up for something perfect. Don't let it play in your mind, because that is negativity's playground. And negativity doesn't live here, because we are in the energy of love. So speaking of love, we've got some cards to share with all of you. We're going to do a collective reading for everyone, and we're going to answer your questions. We're going to start with our collective reading. And I'm watching the comments here. And thank you, everyone. Grace Conbright says, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make the change. Let's make the shift. Let's answer our questions here on Sunday Funday. So we're going to take some cards and we're going to place them out for everyone. And we're going to see what we got going on here. We have our mystical wisdom cards. So we're going to take 2 of these. And we are so excited to connect with you. We've got some angel cards here. Hello to everyone. Please let us know where you are. Let us know where you reside. I love to know where people live and how we're all connected here. It's always so great to know. We're going to take 2 of our angel cards here. And I even have my little handy dandy tarot deck here. So we're going to take from these cards. As I know these are the big ones. Everyone's like, what? Yeah, these are my big cards here. And we're going to take 2 of these. We're going to really see what the universe wants us to know. How's everyone doing here? Isabella Fox, Joy Christina Wright. Kimberly Britt is here. She's in Knoxville, Tennessee. Kimberly was in West Palm once upon a time. So we're going to take our cards here. I'm going to take 3 love cards because I just feel like we need to take our love cards. And I love these cards. These are the cutest things ever. So cute. Beautiful. And we are ready here. So we're going to start with our mystical wisdom cards. Well, they must have been listening. Money. Find a way to abundance. You know, and abundance comes in so many fashions, so many different ways. I was talking to one of my clients yesterday in her session. We were doing our session by phone, Skype, because, well, we couldn't really connect in person yet. Normally she comes into my center. And we were talking about where she was financially, and she's like, I'm so happy. Because of this circumstance and condition that's going on in the world, I was able to take something that's a hobby of mine and use it to generate some money. And I have 100 orders. And I went, 100 orders? And so she's looking to get herself out of some financial debt. And I said, well, what's your debt? And so I broke it down. I told her, well, then you need X amount of orders, and then you'll have everything paid. And you see, there's a way to find abundance. It's just we've been so conditioned to get it in a particular way through the usual chain of reaction, cause of action, things that we do. Now's the time. Money is not just something that we get because we go to work and get paid. There's so many forms of abundance, and abundance is on its way to you. Look for the hidden financial treasures for this. And the next one is another powerful one. It's gratitude. This is the time for us all. The universe is asking us, be in gratitude for what you have. Don't be focusing on what you don't have or what's not coming together for you. Be in gratitude. This is the perfect time to be in the energy of gratitude. And then in our angel cards, the message for the group here, everyone who's here with us, is ground yourself. Well, we had quite the rainstorm here a little bit ago in South Florida, so there would have been no way to ground yourself. You couldn't even have held onto a tree, it was so bad. But they want us to ground ourselves, and when you detach from awareness of your body and your physical world and you become ungrounded. So although it's pleasant to float around, it is important to know that the balance of your spiritual and material world is key for fulfilling your earthly life. We've got to have that balance. And what we were saying in the beginning of this was we've all just been very out of sorts and distracted by worldly things. We need to ground ourselves in the essence of who we are and create the life that we want. And the next angel card for the group is, what do you desire? I think everybody was listening, don't you? I think they were all listening to this opening monologue, because you now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's desire. See, the mistake a lot of people are making is out of fear. They're allowing the story that's being told to script their emotional, feeling, and experiential life. Doesn't need to be that way. You have an opportunity to write your script according to your heart's desire. Once you clearly decide, and this is the window, everyone, this is the timeline, the next few days to really sit and think, what is it I want to do? Once you sit there and you know that you're ready and you've made a clear plan and that you deserve it, you're worthy, it's going to roll into your life like magic. These are the angels reiterating and letting us know that, yes, if you do what we've said in the opening monologue, if you follow that line of planning, you will have all your desires. And now we're going to see what the tarot deck has. And this is bringing us balance, the yin and the yang, duality. We are living in duality. We've got to sustain the balance. We've got to create. And we've got to know who we are, because balance comes in truth. Balance comes in understanding and recognizing the light and the dark and its place in the experience. And then we have what we all are getting to be a little bit of, a hermit. But you have to be careful that your thoughts, your fears, your worries, or someone else's projected energy isn't causing you to be contained and limited. This hermit's kind of like holding away the light, like containing it. And things in the universe are never contained. They're free, and they are broad and vast. The universe itself is vast. So the hermit here is making me feel that although we're hunkered down emotionally, physically, spiritually, our lights are being dimmed. The projection of the fear is catching our light and putting it off somewhere. We can't let that happen in your world. It's so hard to get up when you've been pushed down. It's so hard to get up when all you see is darkness. What's that song, Turn on Your Heart Light? It's time to turn on your heart light. And then we have here our wonderful cards that are our love heart cards. So we're going to pull these last for the group, and I know Helena is pulling questions, so let me take these heart cards and flip one. We have the card of reflection. Give people some space, but it's a time of reflection. Again, I think the angels were listening to this opening conversation we've been having. That this is a great time for reflection, a great time to review life. And freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Do you want your path to be clear? Do you want to ease on down the road and follow that yellow brick road? Then you have to want it to be. You have to want that to be your truth. And I just love the artistry in these cards. So beautiful. Normally we have our camera for these, but we got our camera over there because I know we're going to have some healing work on the other side of the room. And here they say it's important to take a step back. Spend time alone. Well, thanks, angels. We are alone. And instead of placing your focus on another, now's time to take care of yourself. Focus your thoughts upon yourself. Focus your energy on yourself and what's important for you. So that's our group message. I think it's really powerful, really strong for all of you. And I'm really interested to see what your questions are. Be sure to give us your birthday. Be sure to let me have a question from you that's going to give you cause to reflect, to want to expand and grow spiritually, emotionally. And of course, you know I want to hear those love questions because, well, what is life without love? So we are opening to your questions, and I want to hear from Helena. Helena's here at the house. She braved the storm coming this way. You did, yes.
It wasn't too bad, and my new tires on my Subaru were amazing.
Good, yes, I remember. We got those tires in the nick of time.
Yeah, just as everything was about to explode, I was like walking around Costco like, I probably shouldn't be walking around, but I'm here to get tires.
That's great. I'm glad. I'm glad. So how was the drive? Not too bad?
Not too bad. Not too many people on the road. Some lights were out, but just kind of paid attention.
I did notice that. And I was sharing with Helena, I just went through like the worst nightmare ever. I was like at the food store, you know, and we're all being really cautious, social distancing, got my mask, got my gloves, got my hair kind of tied up.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing around my cart, following the arrows. And if someone was going the wrong way, I'm like, don't say anything, mind your business, just focus on what you're doing. So I was just doing what I had to do. And all of a sudden, I heard someone behind me go, oh! And I went, why did they do that? And I look up, and the rain was going completely sideways. It looked like waves of water, like a tsunami. Things were actually flying in the air, in the rain. And I'm like, great, my worst nightmare on a Sunday afternoon, being trapped at the food store with all these people. I was like, no.
I got the text, I'm trapped.
I know. I was like, I'm trapped, SOS. We may need a canoe to make sure we have Sunday Funday. It looked, and the lights flickered. I was like, great. I'm going to be sitting there and be like, this is SarahSpiritual live from the corner of Publix food store. And we're doing Sunday Funday. I'll be sitting there eating my snacks, just thinking like, I got to get out of here soon. But it was interesting. It was an interesting thing. And I haven't seen rain like that. We've had a really dry spell in South Florida, so at least we got some rain. And I know in the middle of the country, I know some of you experienced some really rough weather, so, you know, our heart goes out to you. I know it's been some tornadoes and things that are happening. I don't know. I think Mother Earth is going, wake up, people. Wake up. We were watching how some of the glaciers are melting, and 5,000 years worth of ice is just dissolving. And I was like, all right, we're not watching this. You know, but it's the world is going through changes. The planet's going through changes. So, you know, we're all experiencing some growing pains through this. We got some questions going on, Helena?
You know we got questions.
We got a lot of questions here.
Got everybody loading up. And let me see what I got in here. So, oh my goodness. We got a lot of love questions, but I'm going to start here with Brianna asking, should I pursue barber school and should I do it soonish? If so.
That's a great question. Barber school. Wow. Oh, see, Brianna. I actually think it's something that you would be very good at, the way Spirit makes me feel. Well, time to go, Brianna. Soonish, as soon as you can. I think it will be a great opportunity for you to pursue barber school. You have your passion and your education, but your angels say, time to go, Brianna, go to barber school. Of course, it'll be a different new normal for barbers and hairdressers and salons in general. I was talking to one of our massage therapists who does a lot of work for our metaphysical day, and you know, they don't know when they're going back to work. So we're all very wondering, when is this going to change? But time for you to go, Brianna. So follow the prompting. I think it'll help you explore some more of your creativity. Thank you, Brianna, for that question. Who else do we have?
Next, I want to go to Cindy Higgins. And Cindy is asking, do you see good changes coming my way? I am looking for true love and want to be able to help others.
Cindy Higgins. Let me see. So Cindy, you went through major transformation, end of 2018 through 2019. The road's a little bumpy through 2019. Then you're like, yay, 2020. What just happened, right? Like you with the rest of us. Happy New Year! Holy God, what is this year? Like, can we have a do-over? But I got to tell you, Cindy Higgins, your passion is sharing light, love, wisdom with others. Your passion is uplifting and empowering people. That's one of your passions. And good changes are coming your way. I know it's been a bumpy 18 months, and particularly the tail end of 2019, I'll say September through December, you were like, oh, is it over? But you went through this very painful metamorphosis within you, and it was letting go of old beliefs and old things. And yes, I know you're looking for love, and of course they're singing looking for love in all the wrong places, but we can't go anywhere, so I know you can't be doing that. But I got to tell you that some of the ways of attracting love haven't been working for you. But there is an opportunity to meet someone, and the tail end of 2020 and 2021, 2020 end of and 2021 are the time that really bring you in alignment with true love, because you're looking for that one true love, that one twin flame, that one really great soulmate that is a connection. You know, twin flame is a overused word now, just like soulmates were, and sometimes in the lifetime you aren't lined up with your twin flame. And just like soulmates, all twin flames are not all lovey-dovey and a wonderful experience, but I see that you're ready, open and receptive. You've healed a lot of hurts. They bring me back to 2007, 2008, making me feel like that was another time of change for you, Cindy Higgins. And so now it's a time for you to clear a lot of those energies and be open for love. Look for the tail end of this year to bring in your love boat. And I don't know if you'll be on a cruise or not, but I see love coming. And I know it's going to be a great experience for you coming into this 2021 time. Thank you so much, Cindy Higgins. Best blessings for you to move forward and be an empowering person to others and live your passion. Love to connect with you again. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Chris Cottom just came in asking, will I see my love again?
Will I see my love again? I wish I had the Love's birthday, Chris. I wish we could know that. Yeah, because I'm feeling this division, Chris, column, and I feel like when I look at that energy, they take me into, I don't know, November seemed to be an important period in this experience with this person. You will see your love again, but I'd love to have their birthday and I can give you a little bit more insight. So we're going to freeze your question. I'm going to ask Chris Collum that you answer that part of the question. What is your love's birthday? And we'll take it from there. We're going to hold that. Let's go to the next one, Helena.
Next, I have Savannah Alvarez, and Savannah says, I feel like I don't know what my passions are. When will I?
That's a great question. And, you know, it's hard to know your passions when you can do several things. So a lot of people get sidetracked with that. But this year is a personal year of power, self-expression, self-love. And I feel as if you've navigated a few changes and shifts in career that you realize, one, what you don't want to do, and you realize a few elements that you're good at. My spirit guides tell me to remind you to write down what you do well and how that works for you in your life. Like, what are the things that I do well in the core aspects of work, and what are my creative aspects? And if you were to ask me how I see you expressing yourself, I see you expressing yourself in some communicative way. I feel like communication is one of your great gifts, and you have this amazing ability to be very direct and clear and firm with people and get things accomplished. And so you're the person I want to do to get a task done. And so your passion is going to be making a difference. At the end of the day, your communication is going to make a difference with people, whether it's lined up with perhaps a not-for-profit or an organization or something that you believe in, even if it's a company you work with or for, that you believe in what they represent. This is going to be very balancing for you. You've been out of balance in the past 2 years, seem to have some moments of instability or insecurity within self, but this is going to be a very empowering time. And between 2020 and 2022, you're going to recalibrate yourself, and I actually feel as if this is a time for career change over the period of the end of 2020 through July of 2022. That's the timeline they give me. Thank you so much for your Facebook question, Savannah. You're going to have a little bit more clarity. Ask Archangel Gabriel to give you some more assistance on this. Thank you. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Kimberly Britt asking about her husband and her. She says that they feel they're in a fog about the upcoming future. So what's going to happen there with them?
Whoa. Join the world here. We're all in a bit of a fog, but let's take a look here. Like everybody, you got thrown a curveball, and I want you both to sit down and write a gratitude list of what you're grateful for that you've accomplished thus far, how far you've come, and what you really love about what you've created in the physical world, in the career world, and in your personal lives. I feel as if before any of this happened, both you and your husband were talking about how we can make a change and what change you would like to make, and you were kind of frozen like that ice cube. And then came the pandemic, and that just squashed everything. Both you and your husband are very creative, highly intelligent, and I feel as if this fog lifts for you by October of this year. I feel as if after both your birthdays have passed and we go back to some semblance of routine in life, there may be a thought between the two of you. I don't know where you are from, Kimberly Britt, but I feel as if you may decide to make a move. And this would be a move not just to the next town, but a move. And this move will give you, you need a new energy, a new start. And sometimes we need to just pick up and go. And that's something I feel is going to benefit you both. Fog's going to lift in October. Your upcoming future is on hold with the rest of us in the exterior. But on the interior, I want you to dream, and I say this to you, Kimberly, and your husband, and I want everyone listening. Dream big. Dream big. This is a time where we're being led to believe that things are minimal, we have to streamline, there's not enough, there's lack and scarcity. I was looking in the canned goods and there's only a few of everything, and I'm like, no, this is a mind game. This is a mind game, there's plenty of, there's enough, and this is the time to dream. Maybe we got complacent as society, and now it's time for us to be more creative in our approach, be more creative in what we want to do, and to dream big, really big. If you want to have a company, if you want to have a business, if you want to have a physical structure, I know everyone's talking about social distancing, but this too will pass. This is the time, I'm telling you, when miracles happen, millionaires are made, and people reach their highest potential because you have no other option but to think outside the box. So think outside the box. The fog is made to make you feel as if you have no choice, and you all have choices. Think outside the box, and don't let the impression of hypnotic suggestion confuse you all. This is almost like we just graduated high school or college, and where are we going? What are we doing? What can we do? This is like we're 7 years old, and when I grow up, I want to be a policeman, a fireman, I want to be an actress, I want to be a singer, I want to be a baseball player, a football player, whatever it is. I want you to go back to those times, and I want you to feel the enthusiasm and let the enthusos, the enthusiastic energy, fuel you to some inspirational moment, and everything's going to change. If you follow those moments of guidance Spirit just gave us, nothing is going to slow you up, and you're most certainly not going to be frozen in time in a fog. So seize that opportunity. Who else do we have? I'm like, I just got ready to start a new idea. I'm like, in the back of my head, I go, oh yeah, let's try this. Mm-hmm. So, yes, Helena.
Well, it's I'm seeing something going on in here. Marlena has a question, and I think it's important to kind of address. She says she's worried about getting this virus, and she's really concerned about it for herself. And she made another comment. It said, it's hard to move on with your life when there's this virus, and you don't know if you're going to be alive to live your life.
That's a great question. That's
yeah.
a great question. And I'm going to tell you all, you didn't know if you were going to be alive to live. You did not know you were going to be alive to live your life before. We just didn't know it. We took it for granted. Tomorrow isn't promised. What this is doing is putting mortality right in front of our faces. And all you're seeing is people dying. And through the power of suggestion, it's hooking into the fear that you are disposable, that life is temporary. And we knew that going in, but we weren't focusing on that. And I most certainly am not going to tell anyone to focus on that life is temporary. Because in this moment of now, what you talk about, what you think about is creating your future. And they're making it sound like eventually everybody's going to go through this. I don't believe that. I believe some people will, and some people, it is their time to go. And this is part of the soul contract as to how they go. But Marlena, I don't believe that it's your contract to go that way. But I also know that fear is a very strong thing. And that which you focus your attention upon, as you've all heard me say here so many times, is what you create. That's why I said earlier, go out into the world, take your precautions, do it in clarity, and just like you would floss your teeth or wash and brush your hair, things we do normally, incorporate it in your new routine for now, not out of fear, but just out of, this is what I do to honor my physical body. And the illusion of the physical life as temporary is geared to hook into the fact that you're here today, gone tomorrow. It's geared to create that fear, that illusionary death. But we don't ever die. The spirit lives on forever. So for the physical structure, it does pass. But I'm going to tell everyone, including you, Marlena Crow, that our bodies can live so much longer than we even believe, because we've been led to believe. And let's go back in time. It used to be if you made it to 50 or 55, you were doing good. If you made it to 65, you were great. Remember, retirement used to be a lot sooner. Now we're living longer because we believe we can. So now people are trying to make you believe you're going to die. Eventually. But no. And if you look at the numbers, you know, I like to be left brain, and I'm well, certainly not a mathematician. Sister Sophie will tell you that one. She was like, yeah, let's let Sarah forget about her math. But I do know this. What's the small percentage of the billions of people on the planet who actually are going through this? It's not to minimize the experience of those who have, because for some it's been horrific, for some it's been uncomfortable, and for some it was the end of their life or the end of a family member's life. I get it. But in the numbers, it's a very small percentage. If you do the math. So the odds are probably not much different than winning the lottery. But yet we all believe we could win the lottery. You want to believe you could get sick? I don't like those odds. I don't want to focus. I want to believe I could be the one in a million that's going to win the lottery, not the one in the million that's going to get sick. I hope that makes you feel a little better. It's all in your perception and how you choose to interpret it. And do what you know to do to care for yourself. Drink apple cider vinegar. Drink your water. Eat better. Take the vitamins. Do what you know is good for you. Cleanliness is next to godliness, so we clean up a little more. We'll all get over it. Clean your surfaces. And that's it. And if somebody happened to touch one little thing and put it down, what are the odds that you're going to pick up that same thing in the same spot, touch that spot, touch your face, and at that minute your immune system is so weak that you're going to get it? It's possible. We know it's possible. Are those the odds you want to bet on? Or you want to bet on the fact that I took every precaution and I can pick this up and move this here and wash my hands, and if I happen to go near my face, I'll be fine? I'd rather you think that and take your precautions than worrying. But great question, Marlena Crow. This too shall pass, everyone.
I felt like that was really important. It was burning me up inside because we're all going through it right now, and it's hard.
We're all going through it, yeah. And it comes in waves. So you may go, okay, yeah, Sarah's right, yeah. And then all of a sudden you see a story on the news and someone passes and nobody was there with them, and it grabs you. And then you're like, oh my God, I could go out that way. And then you're like, and then I'm going to tell you all to go, oh no, don't say that to yourself. Just to be like, no, that's not my reality. You know, my heart's out to that family, but that's not my story. You know, what's happening is through the power of suggestion, other people's stories are being superimposed in your energetic atmosphere, and suddenly you're going to become part of your story. That's not a good story. What were you going to say, Helena?
I was going to say there was a point 2 weeks ago when we were in the midst of like the 15-day mark or so. I had what I would call my own personal meltdown, and it was about all these fears we're having. Where do I go after I die? And all these questions of what's going to happen to my body if I did this, what would I go through? And then I just kind of was like, what am I thinking about? I was like, let me go back to everything we learned in class about God and this and that. I was like, any question where I start to feel worried, my answer was in God and things we learned here in classes and our Sunday Fundays and everything. Yeah. And if you're listening to this now, this is really important to take seriously. And because your thoughts are really what's creating your reality. And I'm going to say that again. Your thoughts are creating what's your reality.
Yeah.
And it sounds cliche, but it's as simple as that. And there's no other way to say it but that way. So.
But we're all being reminded of mortality. And in a time when, as humans, we live longer, we just assume we've got more time. But let's just pause a minute. Recently, before this happened, we were noticing a lot of people less than 60 passing unexpectedly. Like, but I'm going to tell you what that was. That was their contract. They're like, oh, drop the mic. I'm out before this stuff goes down. Like, they weren't going to go through this. They didn't want to go through this. They were here to light the way to a period of time, and that's it. And if you're all living through this pandemic, your contract was you were going to be here to hold the light. That's why we gather here on Sunday Fundays. That's what we're here. That's why I teach the classes. That's why I do the radio show. That's why I do the monologue, not to hear myself talk, but it's an opportunity for each one of you to have a class or hear a statement that Spirit makes through me so that that becomes your learning to help you through the week until the next week at no cost to you. It's an opportunity to fill your cup, because I think we all feel like our cups have got a bunch of holes in it and it's just running out. So like we're trying to fill the cup. That's why we popped on Friday last week. We had an extra day we threw in for all of you. Well, by the way, let's do Friday again. We'll do Friday. We're going to have a Friday party, I was thinking today. So we should do this again on Friday night. Not all every Friday. I can't live with everybody, all of you, all the time. But this is what we need to keep together. And if you miss the live on Sunday, and then you missed Wednesday, and then you catch us on a different day, it just helps you. It helps us all stay grounded, because all of us, Helena, me, I have a center. So, I walked into the center Saturday, like all of you are in your houses, and you've got your bills, and you're looking at your bills and your car payments and your life, right? And I talked about this earlier. We all created a very top-heavy experience, figuring, I can always just keep going, keep working, keep making money. Well, what happens when you can't? That's why our grandparents lived a certain way. There's something to be learned from that. They did come from the Depression and the World War I and II eras, and so they lived in scarcity and lack. We're not asking to adapt that, but there was a certain logic and practicality, save for a rainy day. And now what do we hear? Most Americans don't have enough to make it through like 2 paychecks of no paycheck. And so we're being forced to scramble. But I walked into the center on Saturday, and I was there to make some stuff and have some people drive up to the door and let us give them their product. And Andrew came in, but I was looking around, I was like, wow, 13 and a half years, it'll be 14 at the end of this year. What are we going to do? Like, I understand what everyone's feeling. I looked at all the artwork, and I looked at all the inventory and everything, and I was just like, what are we going to do? Is that we just keep going. Just keep going. That's all you can do right now, is keep going and trying to fill your cup as best you can. Yeah. Thank you, Marlena Crow. You opened up a great discussion for everyone. Thank you so much. Hey, Caitlin, good to see you here. Hey, Eileen Webb, good to see you. Frank Kraft.
Yeah, I'm not burning in my stomach anymore.
Yeah. Theme song right now is from The Sound of Music. Oh, I love that, Frank Kraft. I love that. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. I have confidence that spring will come again. Besides what you see, I have confidence in me. I remember my Sound of Music. Oh, I love that stuff. Thank you, Frank Kraft, for that. You gave me an opportunity to sing. Thank you. Marie, Sandra, Joseph, hello. Alicia, Marty, Barcia, Allen. Let's see who else we got. Kimberly, we answered. Joe Thorne, good to see you. Let's see who else we got here. Just saying hi. We got Grace Conright. We got Scotty Collins. Scotty Collins, how you doing over there? Good to see you.
He sent us some love.
He sent us some love, Scotty Collins. I know you are in the Carolinas, I think, or something. That was a little crazy. Your power was out. I just knew it would be back before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but not fun to be without power and be in the middle of a pandemic. Got Juan Love here. Who else we got here?
I actually got that birthday from Chris Cottom's
Oh,
love.
good. What is that?
It is 5/20/51, and I'll put his info up for you again.
Okay. Yeah, you'll see them again. Giving me the number 3. I know it's not 3 weeks. I want to say 3 months. Give this a little time. They get a little stuck on things, get a little stubborn. Give this a little time. It'll come together. Thank you so much for that bit of information back, Chris. Thank you so much. Who else do we have here?
Let me see. Nesh Donaldson is asking, do you see another marriage for me?
I do, Nesh Donaldson. I do. Spirits say yes. So let me give you a timeline here. By 2023. I'm in the 2022-2023 timeline for you. You got a lot of positive changes coming up. This year is really important to lay some groundwork for work and career. Get things in order for you. And then you'll understand more of your direction, and then life will begin to pull up a lot of new opportunities for you. Thank you, Nesh Donaldson, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
I have a question from Tina Calloway that's very interesting. She's
Yes.
looking for spirit advice on 5D ascension to link with her soul to her true twin flame. And she's also asking, is there a false 5D matrix that she must be weary of? She doesn't want to get into trouble that she can't get out of.
I like that question. You know, there's a lot of matrices going on right now, guys. Oh, we're going to school now. Oh, we've got the world of illusion. That's why I'm telling you, follow your heart. Not everything is real. And that is what's being focused on right now, is who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, where's the truth, where's the lie, who's got an agenda, who doesn't have an agenda, what's their purpose. You know, everyone's talking, and they can all talk. Well, you have to know where your truth lies. And there is an energetic pattern that's trying to downplay the spiritual community so that those who have true light and are of the energy of leading others to the 5D expression, the ascension path, the recognition, the embracing of self-love and true expression, really to bring back the energy of Atlantis, are being silenced, just like they silenced Jesus, just like they silenced the witches in the Salem witch trial. We are in the same energetic patterns of the planet. So there are many energetic matrices being formed, and each one is saying, this is the way, this is the right way, this is the only way. And this is where you have to really tune into your soul, not your mind. Because for many of you, the way of a particular religion or way of being in another lifetime was the way for you. And you have memory of that. But in this lifetime, that's not your lifetime. That's not your experience. This lifetime, it's a different expression. You know, I had this conversation with one of my students. We were talking about people's beliefs and people saying that, exactly what you're saying, Tina, that perhaps my student was going down a slippery path because she was opening up her doors to all these different things, and she needs to stay in this one narrow path, or else she's asking for trouble. Only person who can answer that question is my student. And the other person's projecting a different vibratory pattern and almost a snare of a reality that's this other person's reality. So there's multiple realities going on. And by the way, this is a whole nother show. We are in multiple places at the same time. I know we just tripped some people out with that one, but you're here and you're somewhere else too. Yeah, I know. But the being that is here is navigating the physical world. And so you need to manage your emotions. But you have the ability to go between the timelines. You have the ability to go back into the past of another lifetime and heal something and come back and bring that light of healing and love in this lifetime so you can bypass the snares of the matrix that are meant to entrap you. So it's going to be a real interesting time. Going to be really so. There is a false 5D matrix that you have to be wary of, and when you get into and I think, Tina, you're connected with a lot of I think you belong to some of the different groups of Ascension. I don't know the groups you belong to. It's kind of like what I'm kind of being shown. Ascension, maybe even some of the galactic groups. You've got to be careful when you're going in the galactic energies that you're lining up with the right people of the galaxies. Because you might have known other galactic people in other lifetimes, but you've got to line up with the right galactic energies, because not all galactic energies have the highest agenda for mankind and the planets of life. So again, there's darkness reigns everywhere. So that's where you want to watch, especially in the galactic energy. But hold on, to link with so the key question here too is she wants to connect with her soul twin flame. Don't worry about using the fifth dimension energy, Tina, to align with your twin flame. Do your own work. I'm saying this to everyone because everyone wants their life partner, their love partner, and this is the perfect time to attract that and to cement it in the being of you, and then the partner comes if they're not already here. Please, Tina, be sure of what it is you want and be all that you desire within yourself, and hold that vision and see it already done. And as you elevate your consciousness, they will catch you at just the right place where you're meant to elevate consciousness together, regardless of what 5D, 10D, it's not going to matter what label we give it. There's a perfect time. So as long as you're working within self, as long as all of you are working within self, you're going to attract that right partner. So great questioning, very intense. Tina, you just gave me a whole class to teach for another time. So we're going to go matrix class in one day.
That reminded me of that guy from the expo we went to. I think his name was Will, and he always had the dreads.
Yes,
and
Will.
He talked about the galactic energies and matrices.
Well, we have on the SarahSpiritual YouTube, we have
that video.
The video of the panel I was a part of, right?
Strange Universe panel.
Strange Universe panel. That was a strange panel to be on. But I was on the Strange Universe panel, and it was really powerful. You can go to my YouTube channel, and I think Helena has them broken out in a way where it's easy to find, because that's what Helena does.
Yeah.
What?
Got a couple clips. I should actually put some more up. I have some other.
Yeah, it was it was a really good, and there's a speaker there named Will. Really a cool guy, very transformational, and definitely not of this world. He's definitely holding that frequency. But what a mind. It was very powerful. It was a great discussion between all of us. I think my friend Gail Thackeray was on there as well. I was just on her show.
Michelle Whitedove was there too.
Michelle Whitedove was in another one. Then there was one where Gail was in there. And then there was a guy who was actually associated with some stuff with the government. Who was like kind of like, he's like, I can't have you recording when I talk. So we were like, all right, shut the recorders.
Yeah, we were like, there's a good 5 minutes missing from that
video.
Yeah,
there's some time missing that, because he was sharing from his experience spiritually, but as a governmental official, he really couldn't really talk too much about it. So it was kind of cool. It was cool stuff. What else do we have here, Helena?
I got Joy Christina, right?
Yeah.
Looking for an energy update for her and David. She's been working on herself and manifesting, and she felt a shift. What do you see for them coming in in the next few months?
Deeper communication, more communication. I feel like you guys were a little disconnected and divided here. Joy, Christina, right, and I see things kind of circling back. You know, you guys are definite soul partners. And it's a complicated relationship because I feel like it's not always lining up perfectly. And he can be kind of like anal about things. And, you know, you're strong-willed too, so you guys are just in a little bit of a struggle. But I feel like he felt the shift and change. I feel like he feels you. And I feel in the etheric realm, you guys connect and you feel each other. You love each other in the etheric realm. So it's just a matter of working it out in the details. But the shift is a positive shift. Let's see, as we come into the month of July, there's some eclipses coming, which is going to shine a lot of light through things that are the cracks. So we want to pay attention to where those cracks are and seal everything up and really have a nice, sturdy way of being as a human being in your relationship. And I say this to everyone else too. We want to really get ready for those eclipses that are coming up in July, because they are really going to shift some things. It's like when you have an earthquake and it just kind of shifts the foundation. And if the foundation isn't made properly, it's going to crack. So you want to make sure your foundations are solid coming into the summer and you really are on track for what you want. It's not a fear statement. It's just like, know what you want, everyone. I can't stress it enough. What else do we have, Helena? Who else?
Next, I have Marie Sandra Joseph. She said she's friends with a young lady that her husband introduced her to. She seems okay. However, she's wondering if this is someone she can truly trust. This is a Kathy.
Look at my face. What? No. Kathy. I mean, just the question starts, I was like, my spidey senses went up, Marie Sandra Joseph. And I'm like, don't let the right hand know what the left hand's doing, but I don't think that we really want to give Kathy too much information. You got money coming to you, by the way. Yeah. See, and I don't know if you and your husband had a disagreement about Kathy, but don't let that happen because that's not good for you. See, I see some shadiness with Miss Kathy, so I don't like the energy of Kathy. Something is not authentic. She's two-faced, so don't be too chatty with her. Don't give her too much information. No, you can't truly trust her. No. Surface level conversations. I don't know. Something feels weird to me. Spidey senses up. Pay attention. Okay. And don't have an argument about her with your husband. Right? Do not do that. Hashtag bad news. Okay. Go on.
That was my gut feeling, was don't tell her too much.
I know. It's when you started reading the question, I'm like, look at my face.
Like,
no.
Pick and choose what you say there. That's for sure.
Who else we got?
Dora Lee Ayala would like to know if her spirit guides have a message. She says sometimes she doesn't know when they're sending a message.
Well, you got to tell them. You're going to be like, listen, peeps, you need to be clear, and you need to give me a sign. Like, make it idiot-proof. My spirit guides, they got idiot-proof signs for me. Like, when I'm in a special moment, they need to drop it in front of me. They drop it in front of me because otherwise they're going, oh, she's too special today. We better like bring it right in her face. Your spirit guides do have a message for you. And I know you don't know when they're sending you a message, but you're not asking them and testing them. So send me a message. Like when I pull up to the store, I want to know that I get a place in the parking lot in aisle 3, the parking lot aisle 3, and I'm the second spot in. And you're telling them this when you're on your way to the grocery store and you pull in and there it is. Because you are asking them for something and it's something they can show you right there. Otherwise everything's so ambiguous you don't know whether they're talking to you, Dora Lee. So let's see what the angel messages have to say for you. We're going to pull a couple cards for you on this one. You have a very strong Indian spirit guide, Navajo. spirit guide. That is a Navajo spirit guide. Okay, be honest with yourself, look into your heart, and you will know the truth of any situation. They talk to you within your heart. You get good feelings. They communicate in your feeling world. And then they want you to know that whatever your financial situation is, they want you to give them your concerns. If you're worried about something financially right now, Doralee, they've got an abundance coming for you. Just give it over to your angels, and they will take care of you. A good question. Thank you, Doralee. Thank you so much for joining us. We just love everything. What are you talking about? Do we love matching our show graphics with the colors with the outfits?
Yeah, Caitlin said that blue shirt is everything, and I'm like, it's actually a dress.
It's a dress, yeah. So you had to see us trying to hook up the mic. That was a whole other show before the show, but that's okay, everyone. We got the mic on. What other question do we have? Behind the scenes with SarahSpiritual, if we had a camera before the show, you'd be like, what is going on over there? What do we got going?
I want to go to Ariel Pierre. She'd like to know what you see for her personal well-being and business success. Those are her highest priority this year, and she'd love to know if you see a lot of progress for this year.
I do see a lot of progress, and I'm really glad to hear. This is your pinnacle year. It's like a great year for you. It's like the height of success can come to you this year in career. And I feel like you're doing two things. Like I feel like there's two opportunities here. So either you're picking between one, or the opportunities are going to present themselves, or you're already mastering two different things. Great opportunities coming for you. Will be great success for you this year. I see expansion of whatever you're working on expanding. I'm seeing financial reward coming. I know it's hard for everyone to believe that in the middle of a pandemic, but this too shall pass. And I want you to create that money. I don't want you to ever think there's lack. I want you to know that you are worthy. And I actually see you meeting with some important people to form an alliance for your career. So some business success that's an alliance with someone that builds a strong foundation. Archangel Gabriel is giving you some information, some creative ideas, some inspiration. I want you to look for some inspiration. I want you to start to journal your deepest desires and goals for your dreams, not to share with anyone. It's for you to percolate within self so you have a clearer vision and feel like things really kicked up a strong momentum right after your birthday. That's when things really start to pick up, because that's really when the force of energy builds you in a strong 8-month period after that of continual momentum and building in business. So it's going to be a very successful year. And I also see potential for a move in the next 18 months. So I don't know if you were thinking of moving, but I feel like there's a relocation, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in a different state, but there's a move coming for you too. Thank you so much, Ariel, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have, Helena?
I want to go to, oh my goodness, Andrea Luz. Andrea says she has fibromyalgia.
Thank you. You read my mind. Yeah. I was reading that one going, I've got to talk to her.
Yeah.
That I'm getting my disability hard with finances. You know, I know that it's been a rough road, and I don't know if you are, I feel like it's a little bit longer before they give you that stamp of approval. But I also know that your angels have been working with you on healing so that you are more comfortable. I feel as if there's a lot of swelling, a lot of joint discomfort for you. And I actually feel like your legs feel weak to me, like you don't even have the strength to hold yourself up. So to assist yourself in the healing process so that you can enjoy life, even though you may not be able to function in all the ways you want, I don't want this to become, I don't like that word disability. It's debilitating, and then you can't live life. I want you to have the financial assistance so that you're not under the pressure of having to do a lot in life when you have an off day. But I also want you to feel like you can still live life. And I see in your muscles and your ligaments that there's a lot of density there. So I want you to envision beautiful orange light kind of flowing up from the ground, like that clay, orangey brown dirt. I want you to see those particles forming like little lights and almost like a terracotta, and kind of coming up your legs and warming the cells in the body and warming the ligaments and the muscles, and just feel kind of coming up your spine and filling your body with this warm, beautiful light and grounding you to the healing energy of Mother Earth so that you can feel better in your day-to-day. I feel as if they're kind of making me say 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. So I don't know if there's something that's supposed to happen in 3 months, and then in 6 months, the next step is going to there, and then in 9 months we're set. There's a couple more steps that have to happen, but I do feel that this is something that's supposed to come. And remember, if they deny you, you go back again, because third time's going to be the charm. Hopefully you've already been through it a couple times, and this is going to be your charm. So thank you so much, Andrea, for your question, and use that energetic frequency to heal your body so that you can have a better quality of life. Helena, why don't we take a minute to switch gears? We've got some healing for you. That spurred my healing. That's also going to spur some other messages. I see we got Jordana on. We got Paula Powers. We've got Jasmine on. Good to see you, Jasmine. Eileen Webb. Good to see everybody. Sarah Louise Nichols is on. Good to see everybody. Nicola Brockaway, thank you so much for sharing. So we're going to give us 2 shakes of a chicken leg. We're going to be right back. Don't even move. Don't go anywhere. You may be allowed to chew a piece of popcorn, but don't go anywhere, because we got more healing. We've got more energy coming for all of you. Stay with us. Give us about 60 seconds. We'll be right back.
Where will we
So we're going to work on some healing energy and some more messages for all of you. So this is what Spirit wants you to know for now. When you feel afraid and you don't know where you're gonna go, just look to the sky. When you don't know where life will take you, just hold your head up high and look to the sky. Don't you cry now, don't you worry, you will be alright if you trust and believe it's alright. So look to the sky and trust you're not alone. So when you close your eyes and you wonder what will tomorrow bring, just look to the sky and know your angels are with you. Look to the sky when you don't know where you're going. Look to the sky when you need to know you'll be okay. We'll hold your hand. When darkness falls and you don't know if you'll be alright, simply open your eyes and look to the sky. Look to the sky, everyone. All of the answers are there for you. Well, that's what the angels want you to know. What words, what phrases, what do we have here?
We didn't ask for a word or phrase yet.
Well, let's ask for some words, some phrases. Let's see what we've got going on. Some life questions. While you're pulling those and giving those, Spirit wants to give you that Crescent Moon love song that we've got percolating inside of me. Love, do you hear me? On this crescent moon, love, you hold me in your arms, love. I know I've been searching for the twin of me. I know I've been searching for the whole of me, so don't let it be too long. Oh, Lord. Oh, crescent moon, love. So the planets, they move around, bringing forth the energy to bring my love. So all I ask now is love comes so easily to me that I will see the energy, the beauty of my love. Crescent moon, love. Crescent moon, love. The energy of crescent moon, crescent moon, love. There we go. Who do we have, Helena?
We got a lot of stuff coming in. I'm going to start with Shirley. She said, timeless connections.
Timeless connections. Surely, let's see what we got here. Everything has its time. Everything has its moment. But everything we know doesn't last forever, and it goes. There's a special love that's there in a timeless way. When two souls come together and find their way, timeless connections of the soul. There we go. What else we got?
I Can Do This on My Own from Nicola Brockway.
What else we got?
Blessings and Peace from Caitlin.
Okay.
Share Your Light from Sade.
Share your who? What?
Share Your Light from
Light?
Sade.
Okay. That almost sounds like Share Your Light with Sade.
That sounds like a good show.
Sounds like a really good show.
Grace Conwright said, "Don't look back."
You know, I don't pick spirit picks, so we're going to go with this. it's gone, and it didn't last. The future holds your key. The future is your destiny. Don't look back. Don't look back. Don't you look back. There we go. What else we got?
Oh, I like this one. Freedom, Consciousness, and Golden Sun from Lena McCall.
Well, that's a lot of words, so let's see. Freedom, consciousness, golden sun. Ooh, let's see. All right. Freedom to be completely consciously. Freedom to shine the sunlight in my life. I know that I have been afraid to live my life, but now I'm consciously connecting to my purpose and my light. Consciously connecting, consciously shining, consciously living my life in the sunlight of my destiny, in the sunlight of eternity, consciously living life. Ooh. There we go. What else we got? We are channeling some music for all of you. You give me the word, you give me the phrase, you give me the feeling. We bang it out. Spirit gives me the words, Spirit gives me the tune. They direct my hands. Thank God they're on the job. What do we got going on here, Helena?
Resolution, as in resolution of an issue.
What else we got?
Reevaluation.
What else we got?
Tenderness.
What else?
Universal acceptance.
What else we got?
God's plan.
We're going with a plan, guys. Let's see. God's plan, our plan, life's plan. This is going to be interesting. We all have a plan. We all have a dream. We all have ideas of how life should be. We all live our life the way we think we should know, but not everything is the way it should be. It's just the way it was. doubt, but we're here 'cause you had a plan. There are plans that are made. There are plans that are seen. But then there's the plan that's inside your heart and your soul. That's the plan, that's God's plan. That's the plan, that's God's plan. So let me ask you, what's your plan? Here we go. What else we got?
I like that one. I like that one.
Like that one. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, everyone.
That was
Sometimes I think I'm channeling a cabaret singer. Other times I think I'm channeling some opera singer. I don't never know who's coming in the room.
That was some funky piano work for you, SarahSpiritual.
I don't even remember a thing I did. Don't ask me to do it again.
You'll see it later.
I'll see it later. Yeah, I watch these things with like one eye going, oh my God, what did I do? What does that sound like? Sounds good coming through me, but I never know what it's going to sound like out
After,
there.
Yeah.
Yes. What do we got?
Interesting. Cherish your life.
Mm-hmm.
Alone in paradise. Expression, peace, and grace.
Expression, peace, and grace. Alone in paradise. What else you got?
Way back home.
Keep going.
Christ consciousness.
What else you got?
Pathways.
What else?
One wish.
If I had one wish now, I'd wish everyone was well. If I had one wish now, I'd see harmony. If I had one wish now, I'd see peace everywhere. I'd see beauty abounding this world, and everyone care. If I had one wish now, it would be love. If I had one wish now, it would be light. If I had one wish now, we would be equal. If I had one wish now, it would be alright in this world. Everyone would be healed, and everyone would know they are loved. If I had one wish now, If I had one wish, there'd be no war now. If I had one wish, it would be that you would believe in a wish now. If I had one wish now, all your wishes would come true. All your wishes would come true. If I had one wish. Thank you for that. Who gave us that one?
Sade gave us that one.
Thank you, Sade. Who else do we have? You guys are all turning into songwriters. We're going to do the SarahSpiritual Vibe Tribe album is what we're going to be doing. And you're all going to be co-writers. Wow, we could change the world. I'm liking this. What else we got?
We got Way Back Home.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Christ Consciousness. Having Faith. Dreams. In Between Galaxies.
Well, we're going to be flying for that one, but okay. You know what? I'm feeling we need to heal. I feel like we need to do our healing. That's what I'm feeling.
Hand in Hand with My Guide was one that sounds like a healing.
Okay. Hand in hand with my guides. We got our galaxy. Everyone take a nice breath. We got a lot of releasing to do. We got a lot of powerful feedback from the people who took our new moon class. If you didn't take that class, pop online and download that, because there's a lot of releasing that happened for a lot of people. We're in the dark moon going into the new moon. There was a lot of powerful releasing. I got some really powerful emails. We're going to release now. We're in this new crescent moon. We're going to find love. We're going to open to love. And I invite you all to just relax. Thank you for being here. We're going to heal ourselves. We're going to heal the world. We're going to send that energy. I want you to envision yourself as the conduit of energy that you are. Be the open vessel, ready to receive, receptive to light, to love. Allow the sound to travel through your body. Let's go. You are amazing beings. Don't let the outward noise disrupt you. Don't let the outward noise make the fear come inside of you. You're invincible. You're an impenetrable. You are immeasurable, beautiful light. You are love. You are all that you are. And when anxiety and hurt and pain start to creep their way in, say, not today. I am a being of light. I am a being of love. I am invincible. I do hope you join us Monday night. We have a very special event coming up online. I'm joining my friend Rob Mack. Rob Mack and I are going to be teaching about happiness. And if there was ever a time to learn how to tune into your happiness and tune out all the noise and really find your own personal rhythm and healing your anxiety, your hurt, your depression, your feeling of not being worthy, this is the time. This is the time so you can truly be the magnificent being you've come to be, the light that you've come to shine, and the love that you've come to give. So I hope you join us Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific Time. It is a worldwide presentation, so I hope you join us. And if you can't catch it live, it is available on the replay. It's only $10. Rob Mack is a successful coach. He's a happiness coach, and he's got a lot of wisdom to share with all of you, and I'll be teaching and working with him on this wonderful event Monday night from 7:30 to about 9 p.m. Join us. Be well, everyone. Trust that you're always protected. Know your angels are with you. God is with you. If I had one wish for all of you, it would be that all of your dreams come true. And don't think that it's not possible. Believe that with the power that you are, that you can do anything. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on our Sunday Funday, and it was funny, too. Thank you, Helena, for helping us here on our Sunday Funday. Who knows? Maybe we'll catch you on a different night at a different time one time. So keep tuned. Follow the page, SarahSpiritual. Like the page. Share this experience with other people. Please tell me I'm in. I'll be with you Monday night. And Rob Mack, it promises to be a colossal event. Thank you. Good night. Happy Sunday Funday. Be well. Stay safe. And I am SarahSpiritual.
The sun begins to set and close out the day, and the moon begins to rise. It says hello as the sun says goodbye. The birds ride the wind and nowhere there to go. They're just cruising by, singing a song or two for you and I. The ocean meets the sand and whispers to it too, come dance with me and lose yourself deep in the sea. Oh, the world, it works so beautifully together. Oh, the world, it seems in harmony. Why can't you and I live together? hiding for a while, getting ready to show its beauty and change. The winds begin to blow and dance with the trees and twirl the leaves around as they dance in the sunlight. The rain, it begins to fall and everything washes off, all shiny and new, just like me and you. When we were once born, the world is there together as one. The world is there together in harmony. Why can't we live together and understand who we are? Why do wars make us better when we feel like we are hurt? Why can't we love one another and give it all a chance to dance? The world, it flows so beautifully, it dances with the planets, and the stars light the way, and the universe says, you are one with me. Why can't we learn to live together as one? Why can't we